Hello everyone, I'm Roy, and welcome back. Today I'll be reading the Traffic Light Trio, Chapter 16, titled Oh No, by It's Livy Bear. This podfic is for the Podficers Baton Pass. I will be reading chapters 2, 16, and 31. Pika read the previous chapter, and Lynx will read the next chapter. We pass along who will be reading the Traffic Light Trio until the podfic is finished. The link to the playlist and the person before me and after me will be in the description. Without further ado, here's the chapter summary. The Aftermath of Hosu! Explanation point. Chapter notes. A lot of smiley faces. This was so fun to write. I could almost forgive my Discord for making it come to this. Alrighty. Here's chapter 16. Mido was having a great time. Party Poison was really fun to be around, living up to his name, and really bringing the party with his fun attitude all the time. His costume kind of reminded her of Mike Sensei's, in the sense that he looked like he could be in a biker gang, decked out in a lot of leather. His quirk was really cool. Izuku could probably go all Dr. Mido on it, but she had a pretty good idea on how it worked. His skin color could change colors and patterns, mimicking different snakes and then just having some completely wild combinations you totally could not find in nature. And then he could spit venom that did various things, depending on his coloration. Despite being a Twilight hero, he was pretty well known in his local area. Sure, she had never heard of him before now, but she lived ages away, so she had an excuse. She knew for a fact she would no doubt be buying some Party Poison merch. Some for her, and some for Izu, of course. The boys loved heroes, and she would find him something cool. They were still patrolling, even this late at night, when they passed by a storefront that apparently sold TVs, and she froze at the window. Reports on scene say the hero killer Stain, apprehended, was screaming at the League and Shigaraki for taking a potential true hero, claiming he should have stabbed the League's leader when he had the chance. Bystanders do say that a winged Nomu reportedly did take off with a small, costume-wearing person in the air, and heroes on scene refuse to comment. Here's a photo taken of the, as of now, missing person. It was an incredibly blurry picture, and the lighting was bad because of the city being on fire, but Mina's heart skipped a beat. She recognized that green costume. Party? She murmured. How much longer on this patrol? I have some things I need to take care of. He glanced at the TV. You know them? She nodded, numb. We were about to wrap up anyway. He fixed her with a firm gaze. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, all right? She grinned. Don't worry, I'll bring the party to whatever I do. She whipped out her phone and texted the group chat. This would not stand. Denki was having a lot of fun. Being in the center of a hurricane was not something you'd expect to be enjoyable, but it was so exhilarating. Plus, this was a Category 1 typhoon, according to Stormy Weather, and was just meant to get blood pumping. He could feel the electricity in the air, the ions changing themselves based on the winds and such. He had gotten a pretty in-depth explanation of lightning in storms and how they worked, but he had been way too excited to get more than the basic concept down to really grasp it. It sounded cool, though, so he'd definitely look it up later. The winds died down and revealed the bunker Stormy Weather had. How about that, Yellow Shock? He grinned. Awesome! I could totally feel the energy all around me, like I was getting supercharged. She smiled, black eye makeup crinkling. Right? There's nothing quite like the storm to get your blood pumping. With that, we're done for the day, unless a call goes out. So go get some rest. Denki grinned as his phone vibrated in his pocket. He pulled it out to see a message in the group chat from Mina. It was an image attachment, probably a meme. His face fell as he read it. What? Ichiro was learning a lot and having a blast while doing it. Uraraka had ended up going with Gunhead too, so they did a lot of sparring with each other and the sidekicks. Izuku had been right. Fairy Fighter was one of the sidekicks, and he was pretty fun. In all honesty, he kind of reminded Eijiro of Kaminari, always ready with a joke and fond of pranks. It seemed the complete opposite from his quirk, Insight. Basically, he was like Miss Joke, but instead of making people laugh, he made them angry. Angry people are sloppy, he said, for the most part. Sometimes making people angry just makes them calculative. So you gotta be sure you know how to hold your own in a fight. Never let your anger get the better of you, okay, kids? Only 22, and so full of good insight. They wrapped up for the day, hitting the showers, and he had messages in the group chat by the time he got out. Electrolytes. So what are we gonna do? Alien Queen. I mean, we have to be back to our internships in like 10 hours. That feels like plenty of time. Electrolyte. Yeah, plenty of time to die? Where the fuck would we even go? He could be anywhere. Mountain Man. What's going on? Alien Queen. Read back. Eijiro scrolled back up, looking at the messages from today. There were jokes and memes and poking fun and status reports from all of them. There were lulls, of course, people not being on their phones during work. But then there was a long stretch before Mina sent an image of a TV screen. He squinted and clicked on it, zooming in and reading the headline. His face drained of color. Mina and Denki had then gone from freaking out to planning something? Mountain Man. Oh, fuck. Electrolytes. Yeah, tell me about it. Alien Queen. May is in. Electrolytes. Since when do you have her number? You guys never hang out. Alien Queen. Pink Squad. Alien Queen. Anyway, hey, you in too? Mountain Man. In for what? That was never really explained. Alien Queen. Nobody fucks with our green light. Alien Queen. We're getting him back, duh. Mountain Man. Should we leave this to the heroes? We have, no information to go off of. Electrolytes. That's what I was saying. But at the same time, Electrolytes. If we can get info, I'm totally down. Mountain Man. If we get info, then sure. Alien Queen. Already on it. May is pissed, lol. Hey, what's got you all upset? You're usually all smiles, Kirishima. He looked up at Uraraka, trying to put a smile on his face. It's nothing. She didn't seem like she quite believed him, but she shrugged. I'm gonna go watch TV for a bit, if you don't mind. Just catch up with the world, you know? He nodded absent-mindedly, looking back at the blurry picture of Izuku hanging limp from the Nomu's grasp. He heard the TV turn on and Uraraka suck in a breath. Attack on Hosu led to massive destruction and several casualties, including some hero interns on site. One student is missing in action, with no word from authorities on their whereabouts. On the positive sides, heroes were quick to take action and the hero killer, Stain, was arrested. Here are his final words before he was carted off to Tartarus. I'll kill you, Shigaraki. You are nothing but a fake. I should have gutted you when I had the chance. How dare you take him? He was going to be a true hero. There are only two people in this world that can take me out. All Might and Green Lightning. The news anchor took back over. It is, as of yet, unclear as to who this Green Lightning is. No one has been willing to give a statement on the matter, but we assume it is the student currently missing, Midoriya Izuku, a first year in the UA Hero course, and second place winner of the UA Sports Festival. UA has stated they will be holding a press conference tomorrow evening, and asks all questions about the missing student be held until then. Hero? What are your thoughts on the hero killer's final words? Well, Misumi, I think it's pretty clear that the initial speculation that the League of Villains and the Hero Killer had teamed up are pretty much disproven at this point, given the clear animosity between the two parties. That means both parties took advantage of the chaos tonight to accomplish their own goals. Whether or not they were successful or not remains to be seen, since we are not sure of the League's intentions. Was it destruction, mass panic, or the kidnapping? No demands have been released yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. Ezro couldn't take it anymore and darted over to turn the TV off. Kirishima? No more TV tonight. Sorry, Uraraka. He tucked himself into bed and faced away, shoulders hunched. He slowly brought out his phone, lowering the brightness as far as it would go, and pulled up the group chat again. Mountain Man, please tell me we have information. Izuku woke up and felt rather numb, honestly. His head was pounding lightly, like it would normally be a splitting headache, but was being held back by something rather, so it was more like a dull pulse. And his arm didn't hurt. Wait, why was his arm supposed to be hurting again? He opened his eyes, vision blurry, and dragged his arm in front of his face. There was a raised line on both sides of his arms, pink pulling slightly at the surrounding skin, but it didn't hurt and was a healthy color. Man, he must have been out for a while. Or the hospital had a good healing cork on hand. He didn't feel dizzy, but he was still slow to sit up, quickly remembering the blood loss he had probably passed out from. He wasn't super sure of the events directly before his passing out. Something to do with Stain. The bed he was in was pretty comfy, way more comfy than he assumed a hospital bed would be like. He honestly hadn't been to a real full hospital in a really long time. Any injuries he got were usually pretty minor and could be either fixed with time or a trip to recovery goal. In addition to being comfy, the bed sheets and blankets weren't white, like he had always assumed they would be. But then again, he had thought hospital linens would be linens. These felt like flannel or cotton in all honesty, and they were in nice themes of gray and black, still bland, but not stark white. It was nice. For some reason, he was in a private room with an end table that had a glass of water on it. There were no windows, just the closed door. But why was he in a private room in the first place? Had All Might set it up or something? Maybe he was being kept in isolation to make sure there were no complications from the stab wound? He ran a hand down his face and his eyes caught on a bracelet. It was pretty solid for a hospital bracelet, but what did he know? He swallowed around his dry throat and was super grateful for whoever had left him the water for when he woke up. He'd have to figure out who that was so he could thank them. The door burst open and Izuku spit out his water in shock. Oh good, you're not dead. Don't try anything. That was Shigaraki, which meant this was not a hospital. He scrambled back amidst his coughing, feeling for one for all in case he needed to make a quick escape, only to find it completely gone. He looked up in panic, and the other boys seemed to see why. Shigaraki sneered. Cork-suppressing bracelets. Sensei had one on hand. Or it would have cost a pretty penny. I just wanted to kill you, and that stupid Nomu for bringing you. But Kirigiri convinced me to save your life instead. See what Sensei has to say about you. You helped me? Why? Shigaraki rolled his eyes and shoved his hands in his pockets. I don't know. The doctor got all excited about it for some reason. Can you walk? Izuku jolted at the sudden topic change and gingerly set the mostly empty glass on the end table, slowly dragging himself to the edge of the bed. I haven't tried. I woke up 2 minutes ago. Well, hurry up. That's a League member bed, and unless you were planning on joining up, it's no longer yours. Izuku's face scrunched up, but he set his feet on the ground and stood up, only feeling dizzy for half a second. Great, let's go. Shigaraki gestured to the door, and Izuku eyed him as he left. He realized he was wearing simple clothing, not his hero suit, just a regular dark gray t-shirt and some sweatpants and socks. But it was pretty comfortable. He didn't want to think of who had dressed him. "So," he drawled, "League member beds? You get a lot of recruits." "No. Stupid Stain didn't want to join. No idea what Sensei was thinking with that guy. Maybe Hosu will bring in business, though."
Very sorry for the random interruption in the middle of the fic, but there has been some difficulties, so the next audio is not me. The next voice you'll be hearing is Toffee, and I will put their YouTube link in the description. I will be putting more notes about this technical difficulty in the end. Thank you all for your patience. Let's continue the story.
"Why did you keep me in, a cell?" Shigaraki snorted. "If you want to be dissected by the doctor, we can arrange that. Also, we don't really have cells. This is a bar, not a prison." "Your base isn't a bar. Kuwagiri likes it." Honestly, Izuku had thought Kuwagiri's posh outfit was just wanting to be fancy, but he could no longer picture it as anything other than a bartender uniform. "Get a lot of customers?" "Meh." They walked out the hallway into the bar proper, empty except for Kuwagiri behind the bar, cleaning a glass that, as far as Izuku could tell, was already spotless. "I got him. Sensei, ready for him?" Kuwagiri set the glass down. Indeed. Izuku jumped, realizing what this meant. "Wait!" His vision was overtaken by the same purple mist from the USJ, and when he could see again, he was in a dark room with only the whir and light from various monitors and machines. The room was pretty dark otherwise, and he had to squint to make anything out. "My, how you've grown." He started and whirled around. There, in the darkness, connected to wires and tubes, was the silhouette of a man. "Hello?" "Ah, and polite, too. Hello to you, too, Midoriya Izuku. Tell me, do you know who I am?" Izuku shifted on his feet. "Well, Shigaraki calls you Sensei, at least I assume, since they said they were taking me to Sensei. Other than that, not really, but you're the shadow leader of the League of Villains?" He chuckled. "Oh no, the League is all Tomura's. I merely support his endeavors and let him learn and grow from his mistakes. But you are correct, I am Sensei. How strange that you were not warned of me before given your great burden." "Burden? I don't understand." "The doctor," Sensei mused, completely ignoring the inherent question, "was quite excited when you were delivered to us. It took him a while to recall where he had seen you before, but it's hard to forget someone who you hand a death sentence to." "A death sentence?" "In fact, I believe that is why you are able to speak right now." "Wait, what?" Sensei chuckled. "You were on the brink of death. My multitude of healing quirks would not have been able to save you. A regeneration quirk, on the other hand, can cover a multitude of sins, and yet you showed no adverse reactions. Of course, I took the quirk back. Can't have All Might's Chosen walking around with something as useful as that." Alarm bells were going off in his head. Multiple quirks? Taking the quirk back? All Might's Chosen. Who are you? The man stood up, walking into the soft glow of the monitors, and spread his hands. Izuku stared at his complete lack of eyes and wide grin. "I am All for One, and you, my boy, were handed a legacy that includes a target. My brother's quirk will finally be back in the family after all these years." This was bad. Notes. Izuku had 400 words of blissful optimism before it was shattered.
All right, that is the end, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm so sorry for all of the technical difficulties. I was editing this awesome video after recording all of it, and I accidentally deleted all of what Toffee read. I then had to have it recorded somehow because I can't record until September. So I asked Toffee and they agreed, and I am so thankful for that. Toffee is so awesome. So go subscribe to them. Their link is going to be in the description, so do it. They're so awesome. And also, yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed, and please check the description. A lot of info in there. Bye-bye.